After 60, do this to avoid memory loss. 5 simple habits that work. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you've struggled to remember someone's name, even though you just saw them last week? Don't worry, you're not alone. These little lapses happen to everyone, but after 60, they can feel a bit more unsettling. Maybe you've wondered, is this just normal aging? Or something more serious? The truth is, some memory changes are a natural part of growing older. But that doesn't mean there's nothing you can do about it. In fact, there are powerful, science-backed habits you can adopt, starting today, that can keep your brain sharp, alert, and full of life for years to come. You see, your brain is like a muscle. The more you work it, fuel it, and protect it, the better it performs. And it's never too late to start. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, these simple habits can help you stay mentally sharp and confident in your day-to-day life. Let's begin with something that might surprise you: movement. Not complicated workouts or running marathons, just gentle, consistent physical activity. Walking around the neighborhood. Stretching in the morning. Dancing in the living room to your favorite tunes. When you move your body, you pump fresh oxygen and nutrients to your brain. You stimulate parts of the brain that control memory, learning, and focus. Even just 20 to 30 minutes a day can make a remarkable difference. Think of it as feeding your brain from the inside out. And here's what's beautiful about this: you don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. You can get these benefits by gardening, sweeping the porch, or walking the dog. The key is consistency. When movement becomes a daily habit, your brain starts to reward you with clearer thinking and stronger recall. So next time you feel foggy or forgetful, take a short walk. It's like pressing the reset button on your mind. Now let's talk about something equally important: what you feed your brain. Yes, your diet plays a massive role in memory health. But it's not about following a strict plan or counting every calorie. It's about being mindful of the foods that nourish your brain and avoiding the ones that drag it down. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and walnuts, are like brain fuel. They help build and protect brain cells and reduce inflammation, which is a hidden culprit behind many memory issues. Antioxidants, found in berries, leafy greens, and colorful vegetables, help fight off the free radicals that damage your brain over time. And don't forget about hydration. Even mild dehydration can leave you feeling confused or tired. The good news? You don't have to change everything overnight. You can start by adding just one brain-healthy food to your plate each day. Maybe it's a handful of blueberries with your breakfast. Or a spinach salad for lunch. Over time, these small changes add up. And they don't just improve memory, they help your energy, mood, and overall well-being. But memory isn't just about what you eat or how much you move. It's also about how you engage your mind. One of the biggest mistakes people make after retirement is slowing down mentally. We stop learning new things. We stick to routines. We let our brains coast. But the brain loves a challenge. It thrives on novelty, puzzles, and curiosity. That doesn't mean going back to school or mastering a new language, though you absolutely could if that excites you. It could be as simple as doing a crossword puzzle with your morning coffee, learning a new recipe, trying a different walking route, playing a card game that requires focus, or reading something completely outside your usual interests. These little brain boosts keep your neural pathways active and flexible. Here's a simple trick that works wonders: use your non-dominant hand for small tasks, like brushing your teeth or stirring your tea. It might feel awkward at first, but it forces your brain to forge new connections, just like building a new path through a familiar forest. And the more paths you build, the easier it is to navigate the memory forest of your mind. Something else that often gets overlooked is the role of connection, human connection, in brain health. Loneliness, especially as we get older, isn't just an emotional issue. It's a cognitive one. People who stay socially active tend to have sharper minds, better moods, and even longer lives. So reach out. Call a friend, join a local group, or volunteer. Even short conversations with a neighbor can light up the parts of your brain responsible for language, memory, and emotional processing. And let's not forget laughter. Laughter reduces stress hormones that cloud your thinking and boost feel-good chemicals that support mental clarity. So go ahead, watch that silly show, share a funny story, or spend time with people who make you smile. Your brain will thank you. Taking care of your memory doesn't mean becoming obsessed with every little slip. It means being aware, proactive, and kind to yourself. No one's memory is perfect, no matter their age. But with the right habits, you can stay sharp, capable, and confident as you go about your day. Now that we've covered a few powerful habits to keep your mind in top shape, let's keep this momentum going. Because the truth is, staying mentally strong after 60 doesn't require big changes, it just takes small, consistent steps. And once you feel the difference, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Let's keep going, because another powerful habit for protecting your memory after 60 is something many people overlook, and yet it affects every single part of brain function: sleep. Yes, sleep. Not just any sleep, but good, deep, consistent sleep. It's easy to dismiss a restless night as just part of getting older, but the truth is, chronic poor sleep has a direct and serious impact on memory and mental clarity. Think of your brain like a busy office. During the day, your brain collects information, conversations, tasks, faces, to-do lists. But it's while you're sleeping that your brain finally gets to file that information away. It sorts, organizes, and clears out what's not needed. If you don't give your brain enough time to do this overnight cleaning, it starts to overflow. That's when you notice things like forgetting names, misplacing items, or struggling to concentrate. Getting quality sleep isn't just about going to bed early. It's about creating a routine that helps your body wind down. This might mean turning off screens an hour before bed, dimming the lights, or sipping on a calming tea like chamomile. Try to keep your sleep and wake times as consistent as possible, even on weekends. And if your mind tends to race at night, a simple breathing exercise or writing down tomorrow's to-dos can help you mentally shut the door on the day. Of course, sometimes sleep challenges are caused by health issues or medications, so don't hesitate to talk with your doctor if you're tossing and turning more than sleeping. You deserve deep, restful nights. Your memory depends on them. Now, here's a habit that's not only powerful for brain health, but honestly, it's a lot of fun too. I'm talking about music. That's right, listening to music, playing an instrument, or even singing in the shower can spark parts of the brain that other activities just can't touch. Music lights up the memory centers, the emotional centers, and even the movement centers. It's like a full workout for your brain, disguised as enjoyment. You might have noticed how a song from decades ago can bring back a vivid memory, where you were, who you were with, even how you felt. That's because music is deeply connected to long-term memory. So don't underestimate the power of turning on your favorite tunes. It's more than background noise, it's brain therapy. And if you've ever played an instrument, even a little bit, pick it back up. You don't have to be perfect. The coordination, rhythm, and concentration it takes to play, even slowly, is incredible brain exercise. And if you've never played, it's never too late to learn. There are plenty of beginner-friendly instruments out there, and learning something new like this helps strengthen your memory and focus in ways that surprise you. But let's pause for a second and talk about something that can quietly chip away at your memory if left unchecked: stress. Ongoing stress, whether it's worry about your health, finances, or family, can flood your brain with hormones that damage the very areas responsible for memory. When we're stressed, we can't think clearly. It's harder to remember names, stay organized, or even hold a conversation without losing our train of thought. The key here isn't to eliminate stress completely, that's impossible. But you can learn to manage it in a way that protects your brain. Start by identifying what causes your stress. Is it watching the news? Having too many commitments? Worrying in silence without talking to anyone? Once you name it, you can start to take back control. Simple things like taking deep breaths, going for a walk, journaling, or talking with a trusted friend can help you release that built-up tension. Even setting aside 5 quiet minutes for yourself in the morning can make a big difference. And don't underestimate the power of laughter. Yes, again. It lowers stress hormones and gives your brain a much-needed boost. One gentle but powerful habit that blends memory protection with calmness is mindfulness meditation. Now, before you click away thinking it sounds too new agey, don't worry. You don't need incense or hours of silence. Just sitting still, closing your eyes, and paying attention to your breath for a few minutes a day can strengthen parts of your brain related to memory and emotional regulation. Studies have shown that even short sessions of mindfulness, say, 10 minutes a day, can improve attention span, focus, and the ability to recall information. And if you lose focus? That's okay. Just gently guide your attention back. Think of it as a memory tune-up for your brain. You could even practice mindfulness while doing the dishes or walking through your garden, just paying close attention to what you see, hear, and feel in that moment. It brings you back to the present, lowers stress, and helps clear mental clutter. All of these habits, movement, nutrition, mental engagement, sleep, music, connection, stress management, they don't require big life changes. You don't need a perfect routine. You just need to be curious, consistent, and kind to yourself. Your brain responds best when you treat it like a partner, not a machine. What's even more encouraging is this: every time you choose one of these habits, even just once a day, you're building a stronger, more resilient brain. You're telling your mind, I'm still here. I'm still learning. I still matter. And that sense of purpose, that fire in your heart, is just as important as any vitamin or exercise. Your memory isn't something that slips away overnight. It's shaped, preserved, and even strengthened by the choices you make each day. And while there may be moments that frustrate you, forgetting a word, repeating a story, there are just as many moments of clarity, strength, and insight ahead. Let's keep this momentum going, because there's one more habit that might be the most powerful of all, and it starts not in the body or brain, but in how you view yourself and your future. Now let's talk about something that has the power to either protect or weaken your memory, and it all depends on how you use it. I'm talking about purpose. That deep down feeling that your life still matters, that you still have something valuable to contribute, learn, and enjoy. You see, when people lose their sense of purpose, when they start to believe that their best days are behind them, it's like the brain starts to slow down. It doesn't get the same fuel or excitement it used to. But when you wake up with even a small reason to get moving, whether it's caring for a pet, tending to your garden, calling a friend, or working on a hobby, your brain responds with clarity, motivation, and sharper memory. There's real science behind this. Studies show that older adults who feel a strong sense of purpose are significantly less likely to develop cognitive decline. It's not just about staying busy. It's about doing something that feels meaningful to you, no matter how big or small. That could be volunteering, writing, teaching others, or even learning something new just because it sparks your interest. Think of your brain like a fire. Purpose is the wood that keeps it burning. Without it, even the strongest mind can dim. But with it, you give your memory a reason to keep showing up and doing its best. So if you've ever found yourself saying, I'm not needed anymore, I want you to hear this clearly: you are. The wisdom you've gained, the experiences you've lived, the stories you carry, those are treasures. And the world still needs them. Maybe your family doesn't always say it. Maybe the world moves a little fast. But don't let that fool you into thinking you've faded into the background. You haven't. Start small if you need to. Reach out to someone who might be lonely. Share an old recipe or a piece of advice that helped you years ago. Write down your memories for your grandchildren. These are acts of purpose. And your brain loves every minute of it. Now, before we wrap up, let's just take a breath and recognize something important. You don't need to do all 5 of these habits perfectly every day. Life isn't a checklist. It's a rhythm. Some days you'll forget. Some days you'll feel tired. And that's okay. What matters most is consistency, not perfection. Even weaving in just 1 or 2 of these habits regularly, whether it's a 15-minute walk, cutting back on sugar, listening to music, or calling a friend, can make a real difference over time. The brain is remarkably forgiving and always ready to grow when given the chance. And here's the beautiful part, these habits don't just preserve memory. They make life richer. They make every day feel a little fuller, a little more vibrant. You don't just remember better, you feel better. More confident, more engaged, more connected. So if you're watching this and thinking, can I really improve my memory after 60? The answer is a strong, joyful yes. Yes, you can. Your brain is still learning. Your story is still unfolding. And you have so much left to experience. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one habit from today's video that you already do, or one you're curious to try? Drop it in the comments below and share your experience. You never know who you might inspire. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We've got more uplifting, practical, and science-backed content just like this, designed especially for you, to help you live healthier, happier, and more empowered every day after 60. Let's keep supporting each other, because aging isn't about slowing down, it's about tuning in. Listening to your body. Honoring your story. And taking steps, even small ones, that help you feel like you again. Here's to sharp minds, open hearts, and the kind of wisdom that only gets better with time. You've got this, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way. Take care, stay curious, and as always, here's to living your best life at any age.